A British agent claims that the government sent him to the year 8973 via a secret time machine. This strange issue has been tackled by several of the major systemic newspapers abroad, and one wonders if there is any expediency. It was published in the Mirror, and according to it, this is what it said. The man who claims to have worked for the British government a decade ago has claimed to have been sent to the year 8973 by a secret time machine. In this surprising statement, he also revealed the date when this cutting-edge technology will be released to the public, and it's only 10 years away. William Taylor, who said he worked for British intelligence in the early 2000s, claims to have experienced a lifetime on Earth thousands of years from now, where he was sent to learn more about the future. What he claimed is that there he found a utopia without disease, death, or crime. The humans there had disappeared and been replaced with human-robot hybrids, but Earth still existed and was effectively just another one of the many planets these hybrid beings had colonized in an attempt to find more space. Taylor insists the government has a wealth of advanced technology that's being kept secret from the public, but admits some of it will not be released to the general public until the year 2028. And speaking on Apex TV, Taylor said, "It's time to come clean. It's time to tell the world the truth. It's time to tell you, whoever's out there watching me, the truth. I work for the British government. I'm extremely sad that I did not tell my family that what I was doing. They had been living a lie for quite some time. There are many advanced technologies that are kept secret from you. Please understand that after this video I'll be hunted. I've put myself in danger to tell you this truth." He also said that time travel is not a new phenomenon and that it was successfully completed in 1981. Taylor said, "There are an infinite number of worlds and it's possible to move freely between these universes." He also explained how, quote, "We had developed a machine that allowed one not only to travel through time, but to move between these parallel universes." I guess different dimensions is what he means. He says, "I was placed in a machine, which was a small sphere with only enough room for one person. The sphere was about 4 inches thick and was made of lead to protect against the radiation of the process. It was the early 2000s. I was sent to the year 3000. I did not know if human civilization would still be around, but we had to risk it," he said. Taylor then reported experiencing a loss of consciousness for an unknown amount of time. When he woke up, he said he looked out the window of the globe machine and could see a red sky. When he got out of the machine, he appeared to be in a large city shrouded in fog, but he said no one was at ground level. He said, "I looked up and saw them moving hundreds of feet above me." It's one of the secret experiments conducted by major governments around the world that are even more terrifying. Taylor argued there have been attempts to move the whole world into another timeline and change certain things. He then told the camera that the reason this technology exists is because there have been several cover-ups on alien craft. Taylor said the engineers were able to discover instead the vessels, the advanced technology needed to travel through time, through dimensions, and become invisible. His final mission before he was let go by British intelligence was to travel to the year 8973 because calculations allegedly suggested that humans and technology would completely merge into one. Taylor recalls, quote, "I saw a light in the window of the time machine. It was very bright. I looked down and saw green grass and blue sky above. It seemed like I was in a park with few trees." He said the people looked different. They were tall and thin with big heads and big eyes. Taylor then claimed to have approached a group of people and asked them what year they were actually in. He asked, a woman replied, "You are in the year 8793. Everyone was acting like it was perfectly normal to just meet a time traveler. It's not clear whether Taylor misunderstood when he referred to the year 8793 at this point, since he had previously claimed that he was sent to 8973. He went on to say, "I told them I was from the year 2005 and they all looked the same." Taylor said at the time that they explained to him that they were not fully human, but in fact a combination of humans and robots that live forever. He added, there was no disease, no conflict, everything was perfect. I was in a utopia. Taylor also claimed to have met another time traveler during his visit, who he discovered was from the year 2055. When Taylor finally returned to the year 2005, he said all the photos he had taken were immediately confiscated by the government. He claims that some of the advanced technology, including time travel, is planned for release in the year 2028, but until then, he's determined that people will know the truth. After all that Taylor said, it goes without saying that the majority of those who watched his claims were extremely wary. One wrote, if this was true, the video would have already been pulled from YouTube. However, not all comments were discouraging. But the original question remains. Taylor's story seems truly improbable to our everyday way of thinking. A few years ago, such readings were reported in newspapers, magazines, and conspiracy sites and were scoffed at by all the serious. If Taylor's claims do not correspond to any reality, what reason do mainstream media have to deal with fairy tales? Doesn't that impress you? The strange thing, perhaps, is that lately time travelers are springing up everywhere. Isn't that strange as well? I've translated this for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.